Welcome to the iRogya Wellness Podcast, your quick guide to a healthier life. In each episode, we'll explore practical tips and insights to help you on your journey to optimal health and well-being. Let's dive in.
All right, so are you ready to really get into Tahitian Noni MAX?
Let's do it.
We've got this document here called Benefits of Tahitian Noni MAX. Supercharge your health. And wow, it's making some pretty big claims. Like they're saying people in Polynesia have been using this stuff for centuries and that it can supercharge your immunity.
Centuries is a long time.
Right. Makes you wonder if it's like ancient wisdom or just some really good marketing.
That's a great question.
That's what we're going to try to figure out today.
Awesome.
So this deep dive is all about separating fact from fiction and seeing if Tahitian Noni MAX actually lives up to the hype.
Sounds good to me.
We'll look at the claim benefits, any potential risks. And by the end, you'll have all the info you need to decide if Tahitian Noni MAX is something you want to try.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, so first of all, can we talk about the smell?
Oh, yeah. The smell.
The document even says it's pungent. Like, imagine the worst gym sock you've ever encountered.
Yeah, it's known for its unique aroma. But the fascinating thing is that despite the smell, noni has been used in Polynesian medicine for centuries.
So maybe they were onto something.
It makes you wonder what they knew that we're just rediscovering now.
Okay, so let's get into the benefits. One of the big ones they highlight is boosting immunity.
Right.
They claim Tahitian Noni MAX can supercharge your immune system by stimulating natural killer cell activity.
Yeah, natural killer cells are like the body's elite soldiers. They basically patrol around and eliminate infected cells or cancerous cells. And there are studies suggesting that noni juice can boost their activity.
That's pretty cool.
Which could mean better protection against getting sick.
So fewer sick days. I'm listening.
Yeah.
But if this stuff is really that potent, are there any downsides?
That's a good question. The document does mention potential side effects, but it emphasizes that severe side effects are rare.
Okay, that's good.
They recommend being cautious, especially for people with liver or kidney conditions. Like anything else, moderation seems to be key.
Right, moderation is always a good idea.
And as always, it's best to talk to your doctor before adding something new to your routine, especially if you have existing health concerns.
Always good advice. Okay, so maybe it helps fight off bugs.
Mm-hmm.
But what about giving us a boost in other ways? The document mentions something about sustained energy.
Yeah, they're claiming the natural carbohydrates provide energy without the sugar crash. And this is where it gets interesting. The source also talks about noni protecting our cells' mitochondria.
Mitochondria. Those are like the little power plants inside each cell, right?
Exactly. They're responsible for producing energy.
Right.
So the idea is that if noni can protect them from damage, it could lead to more sustained energy.
So it's not just a quick energy boost. It's about supporting your body's natural energy production system over the long term.
Exactly. It's a more holistic approach. And it's something we see echoed in some of the other benefits the document highlights.
Like what? Which other areas does Tahitian Noni MAX claim to support?
Well, one that might resonate with a lot of people is digestive health.
Oh, tell me more. My digestion could definitely use a little extra help.
Sure. The document mentions specific compounds in the juice that can help with digestion and potentially ease things like bloating and constipation. They say it promotes a healthier gut environment overall.
A healthy gut is a happy gut. What else is on the list?
Another thing they talk about is reducing inflammation. They specifically mention iridoids, which are compounds found in noni that have been studied for their anti-inflammatory properties.
So we're talking about easing joint pain, that sort of thing.
Exactly. The document suggests the anti-inflammatory effects of Tahitian Noni MAX could help with joint pain and other inflammatory conditions.
Wow, so we've got potential immune system benefits, sustained energy, digestive support, and even anti-inflammatory effects. That's a lot.
It is.
Anything else we should cover before we move on to the science behind all of this?
Yeah, let's touch on one more: heart health. The document suggests that Tahitian Noni MAX may help lower bad cholesterol levels and improve blood pressure regulation.
Okay, so potentially good news for your heart, too.
Yeah.
This Tahitian Noni MAX seems to be a real multitasker. But how does it actually work? Let's move on and unpack the science behind these claims.
All right, let's get into it. Okay, so you want to know how this stuff actually works?
Yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
Well, the document goes pretty deep into the research. They talk about the unique blend of compounds in the juice, things like vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and then these molecules called iridoids and anthraquinones.
Iridoids and what was that other one again?
Anthraquinones. They're potent plant compounds.
Okay.
There's been some research on their potential health benefits.
Interesting.
And they say all these compounds work together.
So it's like a team effort.
Exactly. And one of the main things they highlight is the antioxidant power of Tahitian Noni MAX. You know those free radical fighters we always hear
It's
say?
antioxidants, yeah. I always
Yeah.
hear that they're good for you, but I'm never really sure what they do.
Well, imagine your cells are under attack by these unstable molecules called free radicals.
Okay.
And those free radicals can cause damage that contributes to aging and even chronic diseases. Antioxidants are like little warriors that go in and neutralize those free radicals before they can do any harm.
So they're like a cleanup crew for our cells.
Yeah, basically.
And Tahitian Noni MAX is supposed to be packed with these antioxidants.
That's what they're saying. And that could explain some of its potential benefits.
But it doesn't stop there, right? We were talking about the digestive benefits earlier.
Right. They say that Tahitian Noni MAX, especially those iridoids, can help reduce inflammation in the gut and promote the growth of healthy bacteria.
So it's not just about breaking down food better. It's about creating a good environment for the good bacteria.
Exactly. And a healthy gut is linked to all sorts of good things, like better immunity and even a better mood.
I've been hearing a lot about that gut-brain connection. It's amazing how much our gut health can affect us.
It really is. And speaking of connections, the document also suggests that Tahitian Noni MAX could support the immune system by stimulating the production of white blood cells.
White blood cells. Those are the ones that fight infections, right?
That's right. They're like the first line of defense.
So the juice could be giving our immune systems an extra boost.
Potentially.
I have to admit, I always get a little skeptical when something claims to do so much.
I get it.
Is there actually enough scientific evidence to back up all these claims?
That's a fair question. It's always good to be skeptical when it comes to health claims. The research on Tahitian Noni MAX is still ongoing.
So they don't have all the answers yet.
Not all of them. There's definitely some promising research out there, but more studies are needed to confirm the specific benefits and how everything works.
Okay, so we should take the claims with a grain of salt.
I think that's a good approach.
But it's definitely interesting enough to learn more.
It is. What do you find most compelling about the research so far?
That's a good question. I think the potential for reducing inflammation is really interesting. Chronic inflammation is linked to so many problems. So anything that can help with that seems worth looking into. How about you?
For me, it's the potential impact on cellular energy production. The idea that this juice could protect our mitochondria from damage. That's something I'd love to see more research on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Our mitochondria are pretty important.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the science, but I'm curious about the practical side of things. How do you actually take this stuff?
Well, the document does give some suggestions, but fair warning, they do say the taste can be a bit strong.
Whoa, is it like gym sock level again?
Maybe not that bad, but they recommend starting with a small amount and gradually increasing it.
Okay, so small sips are key. Did you just drink it straight?
You can, but they also recommend mixing it with other juices or smoothies to make it more palatable.
Ooh, that's a good idea. I'm already picturing a tropical smoothie with Tahitian Noni MAX, maybe some pineapple and mango.
Sounds good to me, and potentially very healthy.
Right. A delicious way to get those benefits.
Right.
The document also mentions some other tips.
Yes, like taking it on an empty stomach for better absorption.
Okay.
And shaking the bottle well before each use because there can be some sediment.
Got it. I'll definitely be shaking that bottle. Anything else?
They say to store it properly in a cool, dark place to preserve the nutrients.
Makes sense. So to recap, small sips, mix it with something tasty, empty stomach shake well, and store it properly.
You got it.
Is there anything else we should know before we wrap up this part of the deep dive?
Well, the document does have a section on frequently asked questions. Maybe we should look at that next. It could address some concerns you or our listeners might have.
That's a great idea. I'm definitely curious about potential side effects and if it's safe for everyone. Let's dive into those FAQs when we come back. All right, so we're back and ready to tackle these FAQs about Tahitian Noni MAX.
Sounds good.
I'm sure there are tons of people out there who are wondering the same things I am,
Like what?
especially about safety. Like, is it actually safe to take this stuff?
Yeah, that's a really important question.
So what does the document say?
Well, they say that Tahitian Noni MAX is generally safe for most people.
Okay.
But they really emphasize talking to your doctor first.
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. You need to consider your own health situation.
Exactly.
Are there any specific side effects people should know about?
They do mention a few things, like there's a possibility of hyperkalemia.
What now?
Hyperkalemia. It basically means high potassium levels.
Oh, okay. So is that like a common side effect?
It's not super common, but it can happen if you drink too much.
That's why they stress sticking to the recommended serving size.
Exactly.
So what about pregnant women or children? Is it safe for them?
That's where it gets a little tricky. The document says there's not enough research yet to know for sure if it's safe during pregnancy or breastfeeding.
So it's better to be safe than sorry.
Right. They suggest avoiding it altogether if you're pregnant or breastfeeding.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
What about kids?
The document says it's generally safe for children as long as they're old enough to handle the taste.
Right, and as long as they stick to the serving size.
Of course.
So start small watch for any reactions and talk to their doctor first.
Always a good idea.
All right, that covers a lot. Anything else in the FAQs that stands out to you?
Yeah, they make it clear that Tahitian Noni MAX isn't a magic bullet.
Right, it's not going to magically fix all your problems.
It's not a replacement for a healthy lifestyle.
It's more like a supplement.
Exactly. Something to add to an already healthy routine.
Well, I think we've covered pretty much everything about Tahitian Noni MAX.
It seems like it.
The benefits, the science,
Yeah.
the safety, and how to take it.
We've gone pretty deep.
So what do you think? Does Tahitian Noni MAX sound like something worth trying?
Based on what we've seen, it definitely seems like it could be beneficial. But like always, it's important to do your own research
Talk to your doctor.
and make the decision that's right for you.
I couldn't agree more. I'm definitely curious enough to learn more and maybe even try it myself.
Small sips at first.
Definitely small sips, maybe mixed with a tasty smoothie.
That sounds like a plan.
Well, that's it for our deep dive into Tahitian Noni MAX. Thanks for joining us.
It's been fun.
And remember, the journey to good health is a personal one. Find what works for you, listen to your body, and make healthy choices.
Well said.
That's all for today. Thanks again for listening.
Thanks for tuning in to the Gaia Wellness Podcast. Remember, small steps lead to big changes. If you're curious about the products we mentioned today, you can find them all at irogaia.com. That's AIROGYA.com. And hey, use the code IROGYA15 at checkout for a 15% off discount. Please note that the code is not applicable for Europe, some parts of the Middle East, and South Africa. Until next time, keep taking those steps towards a healthier you.